Welcome back to Dice Revolution with some scheduled programming instead of a Halloween one-shot. Today, we're going to play some motherfucking D&D. It's been a while for Stuart especially.
Hi guys. Oh.
Someone's supposed to be giving a board game recommendation.
Oh my god. Jesus.
You don't have time, you just gotta do it.
I haven't had a break
No
all
thoughts,
day.
no feelings.
Oh, it's only between two people. That's good. Thea. It will be you. I mean, next week it'll be me.
Nice. Without further ado, are you okay?
Never don't worry.
Without
Don't
further ado,
worry.
let's jump into a recap. Really good. Last week,
Wait, you forgot to introduce everyone. I don't know who's at the table.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Who is at the table?
Who are these people?
I don't know.
Olivia, Jordan, Hamish, Devon. What? I got that right.
Yeah, let's go!
You all already know who.
Rain. Stupid.
Whiz bang. Are you winning, son?
It's been a time and a half. What was I saying?
Last
Yeah,
time.
right,
Dice
D&D.
Revolution.
Dice Revolution. Yes, that's yes. D&D. Last time, our adventurers, returning from the sort of summit that Theodore and returning from the summit that Theodore and Alethor put together, discussed the looming threats they had to face. Their potential enemy made in the Giants, the Gaia invasion, and whatnot. They make their way back to the ship and deal with some personal matters. But before they do so, they are intercepted with some sort of attack from what seemingly is the Order, with some good rolls from Timon and stealthing up. They are able to locate and hunter's mark the individual probably responsible for such, and they trail him for a while, where Lapis enters as a disguised guest at the tavern, inquires and leaves. The party continue their foray into Battle Arena, dealing some hefty blows and taking some in return, before the event is abruptly brought to a standstill by the appearance of a couple of figures you recognize and one you don't. This figure that you don't recognize gives a monologue of sorts, at the end of which he grasps one of the competitors of the team that you were facing, places his hand against the temple of the individual, and you watch as the fly spell that he had cast comes to an abrupt end. All the meanwhile, Solomon, you're having a merry old time in the portable hall.
Solomon, who is currently shucking off a considerable amount of chainmail, has just got some. What even were they? They were the sorcerer, weren't they? Not
They were smaller than you.
That was
all that matters.
They were smallish. They were elven or human?
I think it was a human sorcerer.
Human sorcerer. That's what I thought. And Solomon's basically just going like this repetitively on the ground with them. It's very uneventful.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. No. Solomon is entirely unaware of anything outside of this. It is.
I'll roll. If you want to roll me a few grapple checks, we'll see if they ever manage to break out.
Yeah.
I don't think they will, though.
How many do you want?
4 total.
So I got a.
What's the lowest?
Like a 15.
Yeah, they're not breaking out. After about 4 rounds, they kind of just concede to you.
I'm assuming that's communicated somehow with like a slapping on the armor. Provided that, Solomon will he'll take 2 sets of manacles and a large thing of cotton fabric out of his accessory pouches, just covered in like just random hammers and shit falling out into the bag. Proceed to bind their knees and hands, and then stuff a rag in their mouth, and then drop silence. And we're like, oh, my apologies. I believe you concede, do you not?
The figure shrugs.
Very well. Well fought. We shall return to the battle momentarily. I trust you will honorably leave the arena once we leave this space. I would not wish to harm you here. Congratulations for taking such a beating and very well fought. Do not forget to refer to me as the Steel Shroud once we leave. And then with that, I'll use my action to try and force open the hole.
Okay.
I don't. What's
It's
the
rolled
DC?
up and dialed down.
But I can force it open.
Yes.
Okay.
What's
I'll say the
DC?
strength check is slightly higher because Teely is collapsed on top of it. Just make a strength check.
Yeah, it was pretty high. It was like 20. What's my strength modifier? 23. 21.
The rest of you watch as the unconscious body of Teely flops a little, and then flops a bit more as Teely's body rolls over. Out from this black cloth, the steel shroud emerges.
Yeah, there's just this big chainmail thing coming out, and you see just this clanking chain coming behind it, clink, 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 clink. And on the back of it is the thumping body of this human
Bound,
sorcerer.
gagged.
It's just like this. Like
What happened in that hole?
Desperately, yeah. Please.
As we said, episode 69, guys.
Yeah,
Soon.
exactly.
Soon.
Wow, Solomon, I didn't peg you for that kind of guy.
Thank God you can't say that in real life because there's other shit happening.
50 Shades of Steel.
What happens in the hole
He
stays
doesn't
in the
have a
hole.
penis, but he has other ways.
Anyway, by all means, please describe the scene that Solomon comes up to now. So who's on the ground?
Well, how about you,
I'll have a
how
look at
about you
that
catch
thing.
us up, because Solomon would have taken a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
assuming this happens at some point eventually, whenever.
As that transpires, we go to the remainder of the folk. You find yourself in the same combat arena that you were fighting previously, now with shards of glass strewn across the floor. A tiefling and a dwarf you recognize. Sorry, there were three figures. A tiefling, dwarf, and a human that you previously have encountered surrounded this figure. And the figure itself is this comparable to the storm giant that you fought in size, being holding a wicked sword just planted into the ground. They wear this mask that contours to their face perfectly, covering their eyes, and have this cloak, almost a robe made of just interlocking steel links. I mean, I've already shown you the mini, but for anyone who can see that, I don't know if you want to pass it around to the camera. But up to you. This is what they look like.
It's clearly a fan.
Everyone's a fan of God. Why wouldn't we?
After giving
Like, that's
their
specifically
speech
Steel Shroud.
about the as they give their speech about the injustice / cheating that the enemy team may be partaking, and rid of the, I believe it was the cleric of their powers, and give you the somber announcement that they have more to unveil in about a month's time. The being, even though it can't see you, glares at each and every one of you with a hint of malice before turning around and walking in the opposite direction. As you see these braided cords made of steel lower down. What do you do?
How many death saving throws do I roll?
Continue to be unconscious.
Well, remember while you're
It's
in the
battle arena, yeah.
yeah, remember while you're in the arena, it's not like death saving throws,
Yeah.
even though that mechanically that's that. So if you want to roll some death saving throws, go for it.
How long has it been? 2
Ju-
rounds?
yeah, let's say 2 rounds.
That's generous.
First one. Success. Second one. Success. 2 successes.
That's
This is
Tilly's
winning!
back up, baby.
Hooray!
Tilly's back up. Tilly's back up.
Alright. So do I go back up as they're leaving?
You see, not as a leaving, like as they start turning around, you'd come to 1 hit point, and you just see this
Solomon knocks you over onto your feet and you're like, oh.
Yeah, when does that happen? Because there's a very big potential for Solomon to pop out at the wrong time and things to go bad.
I'll roll a d20 for you.
Just like the thing moves down. It's like what the fuck?
We'll say that as you come to 1 hit point, Solomon starts forcing his way out.
Yeah.
How dangerous would it be?
You're welcome to tell me. Yeah, you're welcome to tell me what's going on before I do something dumb.
How dangerous would it be?
I mean, I don't know what's going on. I just see a guy walking away.
Yeah, that's a good point. Neither of us know shit. Tywin's down.
Lapis is there though.
Yeah, I'll be standing there. It's like, oh.
Lapis is up. You're still up. And
Lapis is the closest out of us three.
Let me just see this
I
thing. So
would-
you're on the other side with the
Yeah.
barbarian and the imp. And
Yes.
And Vanta.
And Vanta.
So Lapis is the closest to everyone else.
Lapis is just here, and everyone else is. And there's another reminder. There are the 3 dots around him on the figure that Liv sent. That's the 3 baddies.
Yeah,
And
there's
then
the door.
two
The tiefling.
2 sorcerers or something like it next to us. Oh no, sorry, something like a wizard and a fighter.
Yep.
Who are next to us. And these things are walking back towards the center of the arena, are they?
Yeah, where these like metal braided cords with like a platform to
At
stand
a
on.
Wait,
fourth of the speed, thanks to Teely.
So Tilly is.
That's funny as would be.
Dude does not seem to be impeded by the plants.
The whole sprints off.
Now hang on.
They're just trying their best to keep up.
So Tilly is up, but Tywin is down, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm about to go silent.
Oh, I have the.
You did pick up a
Yeah, I got the
potion.
10 freaking healing.
Or if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you only use the temp, you can.
Seeing that you're like really injured, I'm gonna come up and be like, don't worry, I've got this. And I take the supreme healing potion and I'm gonna give it to Tywin. Or can I split it between 2 people? Okay, then I just give it straight to Tywin.
What's going
Give
on?
it to me, you put it in my hand.
Here you go, Tywin.
Do you want to roll 10d4 plus 20?
10d4 plus 20, okay. 1, 2.
You hear it at first muffled, then a
Oh, you don't need to roll a d20, it's just plus 20.
Oh, plus 20, yeah.
steel shroud emerges from the hole.
I'll come back, I guess. What's going on?
What do you mean? What is going on? I have vanquished our opponent.
Lapis, what is that creature?
I will kind of, the best Lapis can, recount everything that just happened.
At that point, Solomon, I'm assuming, and we see the people that we recognize from OrderCon
And I'm just like, whatever you do, for God's sake, do
and
not,
realize that the crowd isn't cheering anymore.
don't panic.
Yeah, the crowd is like kind of like slinked into their shares, trying to minimize themselves as much as they can.
I'm just gonna quietly be like,
Because there was like snipers in the...
So no, what had happened is there were members of the audience who had revealed their allegiance to the Order, and they were holding like these gauntleted fists to like each like section of the crowd
with distinct carvings on their faces.
Yeah.
I'll kind of like, as quietly as possible, be like, don't do anything, just stay put.
There's the battlefield has changed.
You coming, Trey?
Yeah, she would start looking at to where everyone else is.
Well, you're walking towards them though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She's not responding, but she's heading there.
You guys are walking straight towards them.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you?
Very well.
Okay.
That's the order.
You're awake now.
Wow,
Once we roll.
Hang on,
Let's
we
find
got,
out. Maybe
we
I
got
don't get
that
enough hit
roll.
points to wake up.
That'd be a scary.
It's a minimum of 13.
Be an interesting prospect, actually. I was worried about that, but I was going to have to brain this guy, then heal him, and then he'd get up again and try and recast it. Like, no, just shut the fuck up.
Haley begins taking off their disguise.
You heal 47 hit points.
What? Okay.
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yes.
Wait, is that me or Tyler?
Time
Tell
is
me.
45.
No, you're
Wait,
right. You don't get
sorry,
it.
might be. I lost track. I was so busy counting, I forgot who was getting who.
Everyone's getting healed.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
Yeah, get out of the way.
Wait, no. Wait, I'm gonna really quickly like recount it.
Track that creature, if you can.
Okay, I hunter's mark whatever the creature that Tealy just pointed out.
I'm just gonna be like, "Oh,
The big one.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good
The
idea.
donk one.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You hunters mark the creature.
Yep.
Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that.
Your
sorry.
spell doesn't find purchase.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Like you cast the hunter's mark out, and like visually it seems to connect, but you being like in tune with the nature of the spell, it doesn't lock onto a creature.
Do we recognize that dwarf who we know has been able to cancel magic before is doing his thing, or
The
otherwise?
dwarf has, with your perception, you can tell that the dwarf didn't do anything.
Okay, so it's not the dwarf doing his usual.
So we're going to theater of mind this a little.
Yeah.
So the two of you are walking towards the four of them.
It ain't working. Can't do it.
After taking off my disguise,
I wouldn't do anything. I watched that thing
I
pick
just
up the
want to
cleric.
talk. If it wanted to kill us, it would have already.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I think just leave it.
What does it want?
It literally picked up the cleric guy and zapped out his magic. For God's sake, if there's anything we should do, it is to not touch it. Because if that...
I think Lapis is kind of right here. At least the people who use magic should, or at least rely on it. But that's most of us.
I'm
Okay.
not sacrificed.
But I don't really care. So I'm going.
Yeah. So three of you, well, you two are ahead. You're, like I said, 15 feet behind. Start making your way over. At this point,
I'm just gonna sit back and be like,
and roll.
just kind of hang
Roll to
back.
see what hits. Okay. You watch the creature turn back towards Vanta, and you see for the first time, just imperceptibly fast, you see one slash of the sword midair, and you see this like arcing rift of energy fly out towards Vanta. Does a 27 hit?
Yes, just.
Just?
Yeah.
Are you
Can you make me a strength saving throw?
Yeah, I
Strength
just...
saving throw.
Bro, how the fuck did I...
Yep, that's a 2.
I'm still in one shot now.
I want to be able to hit that up, which is going to be able to do that.
Then I can do more damage with Sharpshooter.
Ironically enough, you're right, it's really boring. It's like, why would I give you more damage when you just...
You take 55 points of force damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm not resistant to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why I'm not doing this stuff.
As this arcing rift of energy flies and knocks you back 30 feet.
Is that off the edge?
No,
quite.
we'll say...
Not sure if Battle Arena matters at this point, but you know.
It's
Do we lose? Fuck, we lost.
Solomon dumps his quarry with his teammate. He goes,
tries to write Cold Blade.
Can I use my reaction and rebuke the violent Matt?
Sure.
Can you make a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Lapis is literally just sitting back. Why are you
Natural
all
20.
doing shit?
You take half the damage.
So that's 27.
Hunter!
That was bad.
I'm not done yet.
Wait, did Vanta try to come near it, or did she just not
I
shoot it?
will attempt to cast command on the boy.
On the big boy?
It's saying stop.
Yeah. The spell seems to have no effect.
Either way, what is it that you want? Why are you here? You want?
Why don't you turn around and talk to me? Come on.
I'm a bard. I don't do anything else.
To deliver a message. And the message has been delivered.
You're a sweet bro.
Can you repeat? Can you give me the spark notes that I was out?
Sorry, I was in hell in a cell. You're gonna
I
have to
was in hell in the cell.
The message is that you're terrorists and you want to show that to the entire city.
Fucking vicious mockery shit, dude.
vicious mockery.
Oh shit. Dead. Automatically power word kill.
How many hit points did you want?
One.
And And a total of how many? Like what, 40 something?
50.
And that just did how much damage?
55.
55?
The creature is literally looking
Are you
down at you
thinking?
like.
Are you
Yes,
thinking?
yes we are.
That creature saw you get up and is like, oh, for real?
I'm standing in front of
At
Tilly.
this point,
I'm gonna stand in front of Tilly.
Tilly has half cover.
Rapus is literally sitting
Good
back,
luck.
just
What?
like
I'm
sounds
told.
really
Yeah, that's the point, an extra 2 AC.
acting a fool.
I might
The
give out a few rounds of healing with healing spirit, starting with me.
Starting with myself, I'm
No,
going
you're having a
to.
conversation, don't let him reply.
Yeah, I know. We're
Healing.
not in combat, so it's
the
just
creature
gonna happen at
kind
some
of
point.
the creature kind of stares at you, even like covered with this mask covering its eyes, knowing exactly where you stand. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
7.
Roll me a d6.
Why is it?
4.
Okay. I would like you to make an attack against Tyrant.
You still prone?
No, I'm standing in front of him.
Yeah, I would have also stood up by now. Okay. 23.
Hit.
Okay. Just a regular attack with familiar.
Yeah, whatever your name is.
Nice, max damage.
16 damage.
16 damage.
What?
It's fine.
I just dropped 1 million.
What does Vermilion say?
Vermilion rebuffs like a very angry and zealous emotion. You and your ilk will know what it means to be powerless, truly, fully. Try as you might, you cannot stop us. You can barely stop yourself.
Do you think I don't know what it means to be powerless? I was an object as part of my life. These people, they're the biggest hypocrites you will see in this world. Can I try and use druidcraft to make my voice be carried along the wind or something like that? Because
Sure.
I don't have thaumaturgy.
Sure,
Can I use thaumaturgy to amplify their voice?
sure.
Tilly's voice booms out from the same timber as Solomon's.
They might have promised you justice or probably threatened some part of your life. You've seen what they do here. You've seen how many they kill. You've seen how much they ruin for a sense, for something in this world they want to change. Except they take part in the same injustice they wish to clear. They simply just want to be at the top. Do not listen to them.
I give everyone here the same easy decision. Renounce your magic, or we'll renounce it for you.
Is it not magic you use?
Are you kidding?
I don't know. I assume we.
The creature just
I would
laughs.
have, because Vanta got pushed back, I would have gone to help her first.
See what I mean? Hypocrisy.
And each of them eventually grab onto this like metal cable and just grab a platform and start getting lifted up.
You a +3 bonus.
Lapis is just gonna be like, for fuck's sakes, and she's gonna run as fast as quick as she can, and with thaumaturgy, I'm going to try and with persuasion be like, trying to figure out if this is the right thing to do.
Flies onto your shoulder and you heal 15 hit points.
I have an interesting
Then it applies
idea.
to you.
But you go first because you're still finishing.
She's gonna be
so-
like, with thaumaturgy, be like, listen. We got your message loud and clear. We have your message loud and clear. But for God's sake, let everyone else go. All these people don't need this. Us, sure, but let everybody else go. None of the people here have done anything. They're innocents.
Roll a persuasion.
Ooh, now I gotta play as a risky
Saw
game.
that. Here comes the game of the day.
Now, if I'm praying to whatever God,
Yeah, that's not
that's
bad.
an unnatural 20.
Let's
actually.
go.
You watch the creature kind of like raise an arm to the audience and kind of like flick his wrist. And you watch that each of the members that were holding like blocks of the crowd in like kind of like hostage, they start to just disperse and move away.
She's gonna just be like, thank you. That's all I personally just want to say. Thank you. I'm glad I looked down as we stand. Like,
Do you want to try something?
No, I'm gonna keep my idea for another time.
I'm sorry if I'm like messing with you.
And yeah, with that, unless there's anything anyone else who would like to do, they each grab one of these like wire lifts essentially, and are hoisted out.
I'm gonna wait till the like the big guys up. And how many smaller guys?
There's
are
a dwarf that you fought before. There's the human that you fought before. The tiefling you fought before.
So as the dwarf,
And the tiefling was the one that we saw earlier today with the bombing, right?
as the dwarf is being hoisted up, I'm trying to shoot the dwarf down off the.
Shoot the dwarf down.
Yeah.
Make an attack. You sharpshooter.
I'm sharpshooting. God bless, because of my friend here.
Solomon's just tapped him on the shoulder. There was a time for violence.
That's up.
I don't suppose I'd noticed them doing that first.
Yeah, I blessed you when I did it.
Okay.
I blessed you.
22 to hit.
Oh, okay. I was going to try Fairy Fire on the dwarf, but I don't think it needed.
Not this one.
As the arrow sails through the air, you watch as the dwarf sprays their hand and a shield appears. Blocking this.
Did I do my second attack as part of the same action?
Sure.
At that time, can I Fairy Fire the dwarf?
Sure. Is it dex save?
It's a dex save.
That would be a 17.
Like, succeed. Just ignore it.
Cute.
I'm still sharpshooting just because I wanted to be a big shot. That's 22 again. Misses. I was going for the dwarf. Oh, I should go for the tiefling. That's alright. Do I have chance for one more shot for the tiefling?
What form is your crossbow?
Because they might be going up at different rates.
What form is your crossbow?
Heavy handle
It's
light.
in heavy right now because that's what it was.
Yeah, I'll give you a shot against the tiefling.
Against the tiefling, thank you.
Yeah, but only one.
Are they like,
Anyone.
they're on different positions?
Yeah. They're also a bit staggered, but all
Still
right.
sharpshooting. I gotta put all of it into it. Okay, that's 25.
Hits.
Um, 16 points of damage. I do have PSI. You're right. That's better. So that's 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Lovely. You watch, you watch the arrow sail through the land in like the shin of the tiefling woman. She kind of just impassively stares at you, head tilted to the side, and continues up her ascent.
Hit it back with like the. Oh.
Get used to that feeling! Okay. For now.
also kind of gonna go to the other battle arena people and see if they're okay.
Okay. They've kind of like formed their own little huddle. The goblin is just going at it, screeching. Yeah.
What's the cleric doing?
And what about the characters around the arena? You said they've all ducked out, have they? Was there any sort of enforcement that caught them?
So like in the hubbub of like as they were dispersing, like a lot of the crowd scared tried to disperse as well, and they kind of like melded with the crowd. As you approach them, yeah, like the cleric, the cleric figure, they kind of like huddled around them, trying to like communicate, and you can see like the cleric trying to summon like just any sort of magic, and all they can do is like basic cantrips type stuff.
I'm gonna kneel beside the bed. You okay? I mean, no, but
Roll a charisma check, just a flat charisma check.
okay. It's gonna be scary for him. Oh, never mind. That's not scary at all. That nice plus modifier.
Yeah, so just a charisma modifier.
16-year-old punk dancer. Okay, man. You look like
22.
you have a hard time.
Nice.
No, I'm not. What did they do to me? What did they do?
Listen, man. I think I know what's going on here. And me and my friends, right? I don't know if this is something that's fixable, but I'm gonna let you and your friends know that we're gonna do whatever we can to avenge this, you know. I'm so sorry. I don't know you, but you didn't deserve that. No matter what you did here, you don't deserve this. Okay.
I wish you, your team luck with what you face next.
Same. I wish the same for you and group too. And then I'm gonna regroup with everybody.
I felt it. So many gifts, so much potential. Squandered on a creature like that.
It's not gifted, it's an abomination.
Gifts are not his.
What do you mean to suggest? Benefiting from the same stolen powers as the dwarf that accompanied it?
But more than any other that I've seen.
Sounding indeed. Now, bear with me. Solomon will break the manacles off the poor fellow who's still sitting in the shrubbery with his friends.
As time passes, about 80 to 90% of the crowd is dispersed, left the arena, left the audience seating entirely. Not only that, but about 10 minutes or so after the incident, like official guards have started showing up and have started essentially shutting the arena down. It's now like a pseudo crime scene, essentially.
I see we've gone down to a dressing room or something. Or you want to just sit there in the weeds?
A few questions are asked, nothing that we're going to necessarily roleplay. I assume you tell them the basics of the detail and they can gather the rest from the audience. But yeah, the arena is essentially forcibly evacuated and everyone is transferred outside.
ask the guards about. Did we see what lifted them out? You said it was an airship, right?
It was an airship.
Was there a decent sighting of it, or we don't know?
The best the guards divulge is that there was sight of the airship, but there was no sort of like name or like distinct markings on it. It was just a passing airship.
What if this is like their 9/11? Now you can't get on an airship without just being discriminated against.
There's a lot of shit you gotta go through now. A lot of screening. I'll have to take off your shoes before you get in every airship now.
Speaking of airships, do we know where the one that is to be used for the peace summit is? I don't
It was
think
going to be on an airship, was it?
it is.
It was.
It was, but I don't think they
They
decided
didn't
what,
just
right?
So
That's
basically,
just
they're
their-
working towards constructing a large
Yeah.
summit platform. Basically,
Yeah, it wasn't like we're gonna use our 52.
No, it's just like that one episode of that one movie with So what's that Captain America one where they build the things?
Helicarriers.
Civil War.
Yeah, that one. Specifically to fix it. No, not that one. Where they build one to fix a problem, and then it's like, oh no, these were the problem all along. Yeah, I can't see anyone infiltrating that. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's high time we infiltrated.
I fail to understand, Hunter. What are you suggesting?
If their plan is to be there, then I suspect we need to make some preparations of our own.
Indeed, fostering peace is a prime concern, but given our relations with both parties, infiltrate is not the correct word to use. We will be welcomed on board as part of the protective detail, no doubt, if we wish to request that position.
I reckon if we do that, we should probably bring our own airship and just at least make sure we're nearby but not on board, because if they have something to take down the entire airship, it doesn't matter if we're on board, we'll be fucked.
I think we were invited on board either way.
I think we were, but
As it stands, that is more than a month away now, and given this demonstration from the Order, things may yet change.
we might be able to take them out before that month is even up. How many people could possibly have access to airships in this city or nearby cities?
Good question, Paul.
Seems like that at least narrows it down. It's not their airship, whose is it?
Who has a passive perception above 17?
I think I did.
Yeah.
The two of you, in passing here, like one of the guards, talk about an arrest on someone with a brand in their forehead.
No doubt there will be many more.
Similar description to what you saw in the audience. They've only caught one so far.
Shirley, would you mind coming with us to have a discussion? I believe they have apprehended one of the assailants, those that held the audience captive, and you are well versed as an interrogator, are you not?
Partially, I would say. But don't want to intimidate them too much. The way I see it, they're more victims than anything.
People are not victims, they are criminals. I am not suggesting that we consider their feelings an intimidation. I wish to find out who has spurred them to do this. And you, from memory, have the ability to read minds at will. Unfortunately, I cannot compel them to tell the truth at such short notice.
Would be a good idea. We could ask the guards if we can have some time with them.
I'd like to go over and say to the guards, I am Solomon 5, Warforged, model T4NK3R, devout cleric of Pelor, emissary of the Regent Theodore, bearer of Alethil's writ. I request access to the captive you have detained.
And I am Teal.
The one bearing, and this is Teal'c, the one bearing the sigil of the order inscribed upon their face.
Yeah, we can arrange that.
I understand
I
this is
warn you.
outside the normal range of.
I warn you, I don't think you're going to make much headway with him.
We shall see.
Okay, they kind of take you over to this manacled individual. This one's gnomish in stature.
I speak English, that's excellent.
With a brand of the order like pressed into her forehead, and he just kind of like his eyes flick to you, and then just stare at you.
Yeah, giant talking robot and very. How cool.
I'm 5'10", I think.
You should have brought Victor's. Anyway.
Well, I would if I could.
Intimidation.
You were the one that has attacked us.
Praise the oracle.
The Oracle? You mean that entity that entered the arena?
Praise the oracle.
I don't suppose you expected, or maybe you did, to raise weapons against your fellow brethren. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. What is that? Oh, you're just reading surface or?
Yeah, for now just surface thoughts.
Praise the Oracle.
Raise the Oracle.
Yeah, that is legitimately what you get, like on surface. Just a repeating cacophony of praise the oracle.
Does it seem like a deliberate attempt, or is it like hypnotized?
It seems more like mental shielding, but not something he's created, something that's placed there.
Solomon will continue trying to interrogate him.
They're
I
not
mean,
in
who
complete control of
is
themselves.
commanding you to do this?
Praise the oracle.
They are not in complete control, then who is?
Don't know, something has been placed in your mind.
By means of magic?
I think so.
Very well, then let us remove it. I am sure they will be forthcoming with their secrets.
But Solomon's just going to try and ask very blunt, directed questions as to
Who has done this? What is the Oracle? Is it that thing? Where did it come from? Why would you commit this crime in the name of the Order?
You get the exact same answer every time.
I'm gonna cast command. The command of elaborate.
Okay.
It's a wisdom save. I can succeed.
I'll say 19 total.
That succeeds.
Praise the oracle.
At any point in questioning, do their surface thoughts reveal what we want to
Burning
do?
3 spell slots, but I'm gonna
Or it's pretty
try another
consistent?
Pretty
command.
persistent. Pardon?
I'm gonna try another command with the same.
Tell us what you know.
Higher.
Okay.
Praise the oracle.
So we'll stomp back to the officers.
Okay, with detect thoughts, I will try to pry further, seeking further about like.
Is that a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Even higher!
No, it is a 14.
That fails. So I'm looking for like who told them to do this, what were the plans, and what are the future plans.
You watch as the gnome starts like spasming violently. Do you probe deeper?
No, I'll back up.
A small trail of blood starts seeping from the eyes.
Solomon's gone
Sorry
back to the
for
guards
whatever they've done to you.
and will explain roughly what we think that is.
It is protected by magic. Keep it alive until you can question it properly.
Aye.
use more spell slots after this combat than in the combat.
Looks like that sometimes. I wonder if that means we win. I mean, they're like 2 men down at least.
Technically, so are we.
The other guy's tied up.
Yes, but we were also 2 men
Yeah, but you
down.
got up. One of them's without their magic.
The mic turned off and on again.
Yes, but I think it's fine. We still would bump the table a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, rubbish.
Do it. How
It's
dare.
That's why I
conjecture.
picked up the earphones.
It's a
Hey guys, we're just gonna.
Hey guys!
No, this one is connected.
Alright.
Why did you put the most important USB into the dodgiest USB port?
Hold on, we're going on a break.
Why do you have dodgy USB ports?
And we will be back soon.
We can figure out how to transfer.
Hold on. Welcome back after our little bout of technical difficulties. We pick up where we left off with the
References to the chat.
interrogation happening between Thierry, Solomon, and the found order member. But having that having concluded, I hand it back to you guys.
This shit sucks.
Did you learn anything?
Well, I wonder what you mean.
From prison?
Ah, I thought you were trying to lecture me again. I apologize.
They've done something to his mind.
I think the lessons learned here were plain to see.
Sorry.
Is this what it feels like?
repeat them.
Gone.
You needn't repeat them.
Good. I failed to see what you mean, Vanta, but once again, now is not the time for discussions on Abathur's leadership.
But the prisoner,
The prisoner,
what did you know?
as I said, his mind was, we believe, shielded as he investigated the resistance.
It was a mix of his own attempts to hide something and something put on his mind that prevents any other thoughts.
We gleaned
Doesn't seem to speak anything other than hail to the
praise the
oracle.
oracle.
Do you perhaps know of this oracle?
No. It's the first I've seen him.
Would I know anything from my time in New York?
Roll a history check.
Ooh. Which dice is well behaved? None of them. Let's try this one. That's a 19.
That is a well-behaved dice.
It's
For this one.
modified to,
I was gonna say, wait, you're a cleric, but you don't.
23.
You've heard quite a few mentions of the Oracle via name. You've never met the individual yourself. You worked under some people that reported to this figure. The name itself did carry like a certain like aura of weight to it, and there was like either through inference or through direct telling, like the individual did have was known to have some form of foresight or predictive capability, as far as you can remember.
One they call the oracle. He calls the shots. He tells the people beneath him how things are going to go. They act on his design.
A high-level leader of the order.
Sounds like someone we need to take down.
Something. That creature was not humanoid. I wonder what it was like in whatever original form it came from. It would be difficult to survive, I've noticed, in a city like this.
That form is long gone. Buried under layers of things from others. Things that it has taken for itself.
Indeed.
Here's a question. How do airships fly? Do they use magic or technology?
There are multiple designs. I have a brief understanding from my time at Luft. Ours, for example, is powered by the same substance that runs through my form, Aether, as are many of the airships here in Zorana and Erin.
So is that technically magic?
It is magic.
Others are elemental engines, similar to those from the area of Corona. They are based, less powerful, but far more stable.
The
Those
one that
from
attacked
where I'm
us
from.
on X1, that ship was run by
Elemental. Finally, there's one other which I don't remember. I know you recounted all this to Luft, and I was doing pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, Aether is the newest. Aether airships are the newest in like advancement.
They're electric cars.
Yeah, like they're basically like private jets. They're fast, a little unstable, but the like given like the fantasy-esque of this nature of the setting, like the money they save by the speed they go at with the Aether outweighs the risk that the Aether has inherently. There's elementals, as Solomon mentioned, like you can, like for instance, harness a fire elemental, perhaps even a water elemental, or an air elemental of sorts to propel. There are also infernal engines. They like on a macro principle work the same as like if you capture the fire elemental.
Reason I'm asking is just because I'm worried that, you know, if they're so anti-magic and there's a peace summit that's happening in the air, and I mean they've clearly got anti-magic techniques.
As I said, Taiwan, the Peace Summit is at best affected by this and at worst jeopardized. I do not doubt that the leaders will take into consideration the powers against them when they schedule it.
Yeah. Just gotta keep it in mind.
It is
But
a valid concern.
we should start thinking about what we're gonna do about this, because this in a way is a declaration of war directly from the Order, directly to us. I mean, they didn't just choose this randomly. They knew we were there.
We will not let them endanger the peace we have worked so hard to broker between these two nations.
Well, the way I see it, we've come here to get help and show ourselves, I guess, and they've come, basically done our job showing the people how harmful they are to them. If we can use that to our advantage, well, one, they will be able to protect themselves a lot better, and two, we don't have to work in the shadows as much anymore.
I agree. I believe we must support not only the leadership in Aether and Theodore to negotiate a peace, but galvanize the people against this threat that brings itself to bear against them and their land. The Order cannot be allowed to hide in the shadows any longer.
Well, then I think we've got a month at maximum to go in full time. We gotta galvanize the people, as you say. We gotta do a lot of information gathering. We gotta start developing techniques that don't include magic to fight. Because if they take away our magic, I mean, most of us, that's the main way we do things.
They take away our magic, Tilly and I may very well die.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you suggesting that my city takes up arms against the Order?
I am saying that they reject them wherever they lie. But at no point should the Order be fostered nor allowed. Their symbol must be cast out, struck down, their voice.
How do you propose we will do this?
I do not know.
Because I'm just thinking
They've
about...
held a portion of, they've held influence over a portion of people.
Is this everybody? Is this supporters too? Because I'm just thinking...
We just need to introduce ourselves as another player in this influence over the city.
Sorry, I might just be thinking out loud as the player and the character, but are you suggesting... So you're suggesting we pretty much take up arms against the Order. Does that include the people at WorldCon who were just people who went? to this thing.
I think you'll find a lot of people that were at WorderCon are followers of the order.
Oh,
I'm
trying to
not-
figure out.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that
One
we.
Direction concert.
I am not suggesting that we disavow any who have banded with them. I believe it is important to offer forgiveness and the common cause of a better life for the city.
I see. Sorry.
Indeed, I intend to use Vanta as an example.
Partially thinking, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, they could be victims too, and they probably are.
Mechanically speaking,
Despite the order.
for some clarification for you guys, similar to when you guys went to Feywild and Tywin had that like 14 or something day timer.
Right, yeah.
I will be keeping track of 30 days exactly from today, like in-game battle, and then depending on what you've done, there will be a resolution.
I think a big problem we have right now is in terms of the public's view of the order. They either don't know they exist, or they're a few select powerful people that do know they exist and are trying to stop them, or they're part of the order.
It is not a question, Tywin. This event was broadcast live across the city, was it not?
Yeah.
The order is in no doubt at this point. They have stepped forward.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. They're stepping forward before we are. I think now we need to just get it out there, what we know about the order. We need to make sure it's public so people know what side to be on.
It's not entirely true. We came here to step forward ourselves. I mean,
But we did it in the shadows.
We didn't come out saying we're here to fight the order. We came here saying we're here to do better.
And we've been trying to be very secretive about us being here. That was a part of our goal, but we were doing that so that the order couldn't track us down. The order have tracked us down anyway, so now I think we just need to go full public mode
I agree.
and make sure everyone in the public knows everything bad about the order. Completely.
As I said, forgiveness is always a choice. Those who have once embraced the order often do so out of fear or desire for something better.
I don't think at this point anyone who still supports the order does so out of desire for something better.
We must make it clear that those who have supported them in the past and now seek to renounce them for their crimes are not to be punished with the true criminals. It is important that we do not cause harm to the good people of the city with these actions. I believe with careful coordination with Aether and his ministries, we may be able to distribute this information along with using our public presence to oppose them.
Aether won't help. He'll treat it like all the other things we brought to his attention. Keep it quiet, prevent a panic.
I believe
He doesn't want the people to know.
we may yet convince him, Vanta. He understands that the order is as great a threat to his city as anything else. He will be made to see reason, and he will understand they must stand against it unified.
I think what will cause a panic more than anything right now is if the order are the only ones to have spoken up. If the government don't speak up about what the order just did, everyone's going to be freaking out. No one will know what's going on.
They cannot be allowed to foster fear in the hearts of the people, for that is well known as to how they achieve their goals.
The common people who follow the order, whatever deals they have that got into it, they probably have strings attached that prevent them from getting out. We could propose ourselves as
Problem solvers.
Freedom fighters.
as protectors against whatever might come of them if they leave.
The hammer that breaks the shackles.
Yeah,
So what you guys are saying is we make ourselves out to be freedom fighters.
in a way.
We are the light that stands against the order, the public image of their opposition. If indeed Aether will not stand for it, then we must. What say?
All I say is that if we are to do what we can, we should try and outsource as little as possible.
I'm not suggesting we leave the problem with them, for obviously No one has been able to solve the order for a far longer time than this. Merely that we must use all resources at our disposal.
If the people truly desire freedom, then they will hear it from us.
Precisely. We can be the guiding light that brings the city home. We have done it once before. We will do it once again.
I think what we should do is we should get back to the airship and start assigning jobs to each of us based on our skill set of what we gotta do. And we gotta get to it immediately.
That sounds really naughty and long-term. Like,
What do you mean?
what? Keep going. I'm just pissed off at all of this. I want to enjoy
We
my...
can do time skip.
I don't want to do a time skip. We'll miss important stuff. We only got 30 of these days.
Lapis, Tywin, and Vanta. Roll me just a flat intelligence check.
Oh, do you think maybe you don't include me in this?
That's a 15.
7.
4.
You have a bit more insight into this because you were once working with these people. You've met all three of the lackeys that you saw today, and a few others actually.
That was that one. So yes.
Yes, but before that as well. The dwarf individual is the financier. The human handles military training. Best you'd heard before that, the Eklaks were kind of like the science and R&D division.
Thanks for that one, Peter. Very cool. We know who they hired the airship from. Ooh. Time to go bust some skulls. Look, all I'm saying is, while I agree that we shouldn't be best buds without the law. Imagine if we were the police and we could break down a door without being worried about and say, "Ha ha! You object to this, it's in Alpha's name."
What if we just act on our own authority because we're cool like that?
But then we might have to fight it. But I agree, but what if I'm just saying, what if we did our own thing but with a badge? So we didn't have to worry about getting arrested or people challenging us because then they're like, "What, you like the order, huh?" I'm suggesting the same sort of tactics that one would use if I was going to say, I don't know, enact an authoritarian state, just use control of media. And
Yeah, I'm not about that, I'm afraid.
No, but I mean, think of it like Animal Farm, okay? Think of it like Animal Farm, okay? So you want socialism, okay?
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I'm going to say, I think socialism is great. Let's get a bit of socialism going.
But what if we had leadership?
But we need leadership.
Where there's a select group of people who actually have a look out.
Yeah, and we need a little bit of control to establish this freedom. We need to make sure that everyone's, all set. We understand that there's got to be a sort of responsibility.
Well, you can't have true freedom unless there's people giving you regular reminders that you are in fact free.
Okay, so my point is, to get freedom, we need to be the law.
I reckon we should put up on the side of our ship 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
I'm suggesting
This
that I want to be
political
able to
discussion
bust
was
down
brought
someone's door in an official context and say, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing with the order?"
Counterpoint. You do that, we don't.
I think that's the
Done.
thing.
Done. Solomon's gonna go get ordained as a
Someone
fucking...
can become part of the police state.
Can I take levels in,
No, anarcho-socialism.
Can you take levels in druid so you can become a pig?
No, thank you very much. If anything, I just drop my current clerical alignment and start order cleric.
Okay, back at the airship.
Robocop.
Back at the airship. We are all sitting around.
I mean, I see what you're saying.
This is genuine discussion. I just need something to do because I don't understand how the fuck you solve this.
No.
Good point, though.
No, it is an idea. I will say that.
Even then, I'm just saying, we say, hey police, we're gonna go break some people in the name of the order.
We'll
Don't.
also adopt the last name Lenin.
Hey, someone has to. And it's Napoleon, thank you very much. We got work to do. Good.
Sullivan would like to point out that Blacklist has found out who hired the airship that flew those people over. Thanks, Theo, for that little tidbit.
Okay.
I did.
Would anyone like to go to an order bar?
No, the person went into a room. I don't think they took the airship. They went into a room.
The discussion, the in and out sounds like.
Yeah, in and out, and then the person went into a room.
Yeah, but we don't know if they then hired. I'm saying the in and out could have been they were teleported onto the airship and then used the airship to do the thing, or they hired the airship to get them in and out of the arena.
Or something else entirely.
Why is it a lead?
All we know is that bar's order affiliated, and that's like justifiable means.
Oh yeah, Solomon is Tarina's own claws indeed.
Alright, well, we need to assign roles for these upcoming
Yeah,
weeks. We need to assign roles. So, I mean, everyone think about what exactly you think you can do that can help us out, based on the list of things that we've said need to be done. So I think, like for example, Trey, I think you and I would be good at information gathering. You in terms of research, and me in terms of tailing people, finding out any scouting information that I can know. And I mean, Solomon, you'd be good at the political side of things.
I am terrible at dealing with politics.
I mean,
I've been told I am too blunt and do not know how to lie.
I don't mean you.
Apparently
I
that's
don't
a
mean to
critical
be.
facet
I
of
don't mean you're going to be
politics.
the face of the group, but I just mean the politicians, the Aether and such, tend to trust you and send information through you, and you get information through them. And I think you've got, even though you're not the most charismatic thing around, I think you've got the sort of best handle on what exactly needs
I
to be
will
done.
happily communicate with the local law enforcement to bring these evils to heel.
I can similarly spread the word of what we've been doing and what information we have about the order with the city, but more so I guess the local towns we've established decent relationship with.
Yeah,
now.
you've built up a reputation now, that'll help.
And also, I guess, if we need to infiltrate into spaces, but again, that would require magic. I don't know how much we're going to use that.
Similarly, I believe I cannot spread the word through the people in the same manner that Tilly does. I do have the power of faith.
Okay,
I
sure.
can have a discussion with the church,
Mm-hmm.
the entire mass, the congregation of Palor themselves may become voices for our word.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that is a good idea.
What were you suggesting?
I thought you were just going to pray really hard, and I
I'm going to do that anyway. Everyone does that every day, right?
didn't mean to roll my eyes at you.
I don't know what that means. I can't roll my eyes. I just turn my whole head.
Roll this one.
I don't think we should trust in law enforcement.
I am not suggesting we trust Atlanta. I am suggesting that we use them. They are tools. If we wish to make this prophecy of ours true, to fight the Oracle and to denounce the Order, we must spread the word through means the people will listen to.
How long have magically inclined people been disappearing by the Order's hand?
I don't know. A long time.
And you think in all of that time that one of them has a loved one or a friend, someone who might wonder where their friend has gone, report them missing to the guards?
Undoubtedly, but at that point the Order was not a public figure that the guards could fight. They were...
And the guards
shadowy fallacy.
I've never done anything about it.
That is.
There's no ongoing investigations. There's no word of it.
How do you know that, Vanta? You are not a guard. You are not a member of the clergy. You cannot say that they have not tried. But as I said, we have tried to fight the order directly ourselves, and you cannot. They hide in shadows. They are slippery and elusive. But now they have dared to come out into the light.
But who is to say the guards are not involved?
If the guards
It's
are
clear the
involved,
order has their roots in many places.
we cannot be sure of that, Vanta, and we must at least endeavor to use them as we can. It takes very little trust from our behalf to use them as a means to distribute a word, or at least to ask them to investigate similarly. I suggest not that we let them handle it, or that we delegate to them, merely that we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, the fact is, there's 6 of us. 6.
We need
You
to,
think 6 of us can take down the order?
we need to put our hands in all the sources we can, and once we learn more about where we're reaching, we'll know whether to either pick them up or strike them down.
Speaking of, what job did you have for me, by the way?
Well, we're still getting to that. Both you and Vanta still need your own roles in this. What do you think you'd be good at? What do you think you could help with?
Spark.
I think what Vanta brought up, you might be quite good at finding out who in the people of power and the government and everything are affiliated with the order.
I can do that.
She is not able to access any of the government or power structures. She is but a child.
I'm sure she could ask very nicely.
Do you believe that would work?
I've heard her life has very good manners.
And life cannot. Is it like? Oh, I understand. Yes.
How do you, so, we're planning to reach the people, right?
That's one of the things we're planning.
We must mobilize them against this common foe.
We've just been talking about how we're going to do that. I forgot.
A little bit.
Sorry, put the Mandela effect on.
That's okay. We aim to bully them, or at least to either bully the order while inciting the people to help us fight them, so that they're not as welcome to them. So that if they see it, they cast it out rather than going, the order, that's scary.
Do we get them with the propaganda?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By all
Sorry,
means.
I might be stupid.
That's right. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, Solomon doesn't say the word propaganda, but that's a fantastic idea.
If you can spread this image of the order as a malicious force, by all means. I wouldn't know how to do it except by directly saying the order of that. What do you reckon?
I mean, everything's propaganda in some way. I don't think there's any way we can't go things. Does the order have propaganda?
Indeed. We have seen it in their pamphlets for Order Con. We have seen it in notice boards. Every time they distribute something suggesting
I
that.
kind of like forgot that we went there for a second. This is getting really bad.
Marcus, are you alright?
I might need to see a doctor.
The soft manifest by itself. It takes time and effort.
I forgot the first part that you said. What I heard it takes time and effort. But what was the first part?
Light devotion does not manifest by itself.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is true. I suppose you mean either way, right?
It is what you make of it.
Well, I've got to be honest. There are going to be people in the audience, family members, friends who saw who knew people who were in the audience themselves that were taken hostage for that moment, that are angry. Lots of people are probably really angry. And I'm just going to say this just to throw this idea out here from my head. maybe we should remind people why they should be angry.
That is exactly my point.
Oh my god. That's
How dare they threaten this city? They would attack your spouses, your children, at an event you went to see.
I'm sure right now many of them are angry on the side of the Order because of whatever they've told them.
This demonstration, with the correct publicity, may sway them to the opposite side. That is my point. What if we just,
We should.
radicalize the city, you know? I don't see nothing wrong with this at all.
Alright. Well, from what you were saying, Lapis, it sounds like you would also be helpful with information gathering. And I mean, that's true. You were able to overhear that conversation before that helped us out, and your ability to read lips, that'll come in handy, because you don't need to be close.
She can read lips.
Apparently.
Do you read my lips when I speak?
Do your lips move when you speak?
Do my lips
Do you
move
have
when I
lips?
speak?
I assume you have some sort of like jaw, right?
I have a jaw edifice, but it's mostly behind a
I can
fat-ass faceplate.
I can read your lips. They just move up and down. Unfortunately, I don't think that helps very much.
Mine does too, kind of.
Yours are made of wood, they're very expressive.
Wood
Maybe
is
you should get a
not
lip installed.
nearly as
I will
flexible as
consider it. It will take some time before.
I think that might help you in some future endeavors, future sessions.
Such as what?
Anyways,
Not like I'll have.
but actually, I also brought that up because now if we've said this, I am sorry.
Okay.
How much do you think that people are already doing what we're doing, forming their own little?
No.
That's not a bad question.
Because you know what happens and stuff like this? People get mad, people want to resist. Might
Yeah,
not be on the same level as us.
Look, when we came here, our first instinct was to take down the Order from the shadows and not draw any attention. You're right. Who's to say there isn't another group or two doing the exact same thing? Maybe I mean, look, we may think we're the hot shit, that we're one of the best groups out there. We were 50-50 on winning that battle arena. Like, there are many fighters out there who are just as talented as us. And if there's just a few more groups that are like us that are also trying to take down the Order, we can try to find them too. Get any help we can. Maybe just mercenaries, anyone.
Because, people are angry. I bet there's people out there that are angry enough to do what we're going to do. And I wonder if we can expand in that kind of way. I'm also not too sure how much you guys have been through since I've joined you guys, but...
Well, I also want to bring up, if we get enough money, the Assassin's Guild works purely on contract. I don't think we could recruit their help, just by telling them how bad the Order is, but I also don't think most of them would be working for the Order, because, I mean, look, mercenaries, they don't have the sort of conviction that they want to take down all of magic. They want things to remain the status quo, get some money, live the high life.
You are suggesting there could be another tool in our belt.
If we get the funding for it, we can get an army.
There are that many assassins.
Well, it's
concerning
quality over quantity in the guild. So maybe not an army as in hundreds of thousands of people, but maybe a select group of very talented people. Some more talented than me, maybe. I've seen some good shit in the guild.
I mean, for sure, like, you could hire people.
I'd
I'd give you the stat card and you could be like, I want this guy to go on a scouting mission.
All we need to do is out-finance the Order.
Well, look, that's a good point. The Order could also be hiring them too, but I don't...
Can't even recruit Aether for this because they're broke as all hell thanks to us.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. We did defund their own fucking government.
As a silly side quest for us. As a
plan a silly side quest?
In our plans, not an actual side quest.
Did them
More
like
like
you're on
a,
the clock.
more like a subsection of what we're doing.
Still due for that big chest though.
But on the other side, Theodore and Howlin are doing quite well financially, I think.
Are you suggesting?
We defunded
Are you suggesting we get the other side of a Cold War to pay for this side's assassin contracts to fix their internal politics, so that the peace summit can go ahead? I think that's pretty ballsy of you, big tree boy.
Let's find out.
Let's do it.
I fucking love to think about it.
I want to hear what the silly side quest is.
I double dare you to do that.
What's the silly side quest?
Imagine.
Just to get a stronger hold on what we're doing, would you want me to look for other resistance groups that would be?
Oh yeah, no, that's not a silly side quest. That sounds important.
And by
Absolutely.
silly side quest, I meant just like a subsection of what we're doing, just
Yeah.
to like or relations and stuff.
I mean, on top of the funding, we were also offered 25,000 gold
By whom?
by Laurie.
Oh yeah, you know what we should do though?
You were offered 25,000 gold.
What if we added as part of our contract, your industry must personally personally disavow the order?
That's 25 consecutive days of Halloween shit.
Otherwise, fucked up plan. He wants us to be part of like marketing schemes and stuff, right? For like his cars or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. We know a freedom guild, and it was told really early in the campaign, and I don't have my first book.
If we're part,
and I can't
think
remember.
about
If
it.
you tell me
think about it.
when this was, I could give you.
It was the last session that Simon was here.
That's right. Yeah.
We know one. Shit! Ah!
Was he part of that friend guild, or was he?
Yes,
so, yeah.
he
I
was.
thought he
I
was
think he was made from them.
Wasn't he pro order or something?
No,
No, he was anti.
he was anti-order.
I could have sworn that he did something or said something just as he teleported out that we were like, wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the information we got.
I thought at that point, once again, I thought that was like pro order. I was like, no, we were just helping that idea. We're gonna call Simon.
One person who actually takes notes.
I don't have my book. I Oh, it's so early in the campaign. Get back to me.
Think about this, right? So we're part of this marketing scheme for like Lorik's cars, right?
Mhm.
How fucked up would it be to have that big propaganda? You know, like people from the Virgin Order like drive fucking I don't know rusty old lemons and shit. You want to be part of the resistance, man.
The
You
Chad
wanna
Lorik Industries, and then you get Aether powered mobile. No order goes
drive
allowed.
with Aether.
How seriously would the people take that?
Oh, no.
Irrespective of everything, that was more a reminder that you do have an offer of 25,000 gold.
Yeah.
But it's an offer. It's not just like an offer. It's like a
Partially funny,
it's a
partially-
negotiation. But
Partially funny,
Because it's still
partially
gonna cost
like
us a-
subliminal messaging. Like,
Because
How morally-
many of the followers of the order are lower class people who can't afford any of that.
that is true. It was partially funny, partially.
What if we just gave out cows to everyone?
Yes, that would make us popular.
Those sugar candy mountains.
Use the money to buy more of Lorik's cars and then give it out.
We drive Lord's cars and we don't know.
But all I'm saying is that if this reminds me of a story I once followed. So what's going to happen is we're going to get all this support from Theodore, and then it's going to be Pearl Harbor. I know. Trust me, guys.
What? So when we leased it, when
No, they're going to send like Zuko's nephew. That's how it goes. I know.
Alright. Okay, well that's Lapis, you made a good point. I think you should be dedicated to looking for resistance groups. That's a good idea. Well, Trey and I look for information related to the order directly. And then
I
what
think we've spent quite enough time talking. I'm going to go
well
show the people what they stand to lose.
and what exactly are you gonna do? Because I'm willing to let you off your lead and do what you need to do if it's going to be helpful to our cause.
Unleash.
I'm going to help them.
That's not specific.
I'm a hero. Before all this, all I wanted to do was to make those who are ill better again. the Order has their way. People like me who have gifts, who can help others, have that taken away from them.
I believe that a noble cause. If you would permit it, Vata, I would happily join you in.
I think that's how we should go about it.
Show
them that
there is good to be done by magic.
the Order's propaganda revolves around those with magical gifts being a threat, without question. We need to show the people that magic is a blessing, something that can be used to help everyone.
They will claim that it is a privilege of those wealthy enough to afford it, and we shall give our service for free.
Absolutely. There's no other way.
Well, that sounds like you know what you want to do.
Good plan.
And if that's the case, then you should do it.
Bye, Martin.
So, yeah, you're just off looking for.
Is there a hospital?
Yeah. There will be several hospitals around the city.
Yeah, can I beeline to the nearest one?
Yeah, sure. And you just spend some time helping people in.
Just healing, life exchange, and lesser restoration.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Lesser restoration. Is that the same effect as lay on hands and just cure a disease?
Yeah, pretty much. It's cure a disease, poison.
Yeah. Can you?
I can do a certified Jesus moment and make people not blind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Would you be so kind as to roll me a charisma check with advantage?
You also confirm that this hospital doesn't charge people before entry?
No.
No, you can't confirm that.
No. Oh, no, they don't.
That's a 16.
16, okay. Yeah, the fact that you're offering basically free healing to whoever needs it goes a massive way in having people listen to you and you being able to tell your side of the story. Is there anything specific you say to the people or do, other than just casting these spells?
My name is Hunter. I've been given a gift that I wish to share with all of you. A gift of healing, of life, of potential. The Order exists to take that gift away from me because they don't want anyone to have the power that they think is a threat. They don't want people to believe in the goodness of one another. They only want people to believe in the absoluteness of their control.
Yeah, you get quite a good response from the people that are present. They hear your message wholeheartedly, and there are a various amount of people. There's a young child who comes up and wraps himself around your leg after you heal what looks like his friend. There is a whole variety of different people that just give you their thanks, and there's a gentle murmur of the room, and you think that the actions you've taken have definitely stirred up some conversation in favor of what you're trying to accomplish. Brilliant.
I'm gonna do something.
Are you with me at the hospital?
You went off very quickly, but let me think. I think Solomon wouldn't have been so quick to act, but do you want me to be there?
If you'd like.
I think it's also quite late because the
the battle arena was pretty late, right?
Yeah, the battle arena would have been like 7.
I think more so when you left really quickly on your own, I was more worried that you'd get ambushed at that point right afterwards. So let's say Solomon went with you and did exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Would you also be so kind as to roll me a charisma check with advantage?
I'm not really good at those. That's alright.
Yo! It's a 20 on the first roll!
It's a 19!
I love those -1.
And Solomon just does it all in the name of favor and all in the name of goodness and watch, and basically spitting once again. Embrace light, reject order.
He doesn't put it quite as eloquently as Vanta, but he says, "Witness, this is the power of the gods come to heal you, protect you from harm, shield you from those that would do you ill."
And extended castings of all of my healing spells.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Mark off most of my spell slots.
The battle arena started at like 7 p.m. and then the ambush would have happened like 7:15ish. So, and then after that, you spent maybe like an hour talking, so like 8:30.
Just thinking. Because if it's a secret meeting, if there'd be secret like meetings and stuff, they'd have them late at night, right? Where people wouldn't usually be around, right? I'm just wondering if I should do anything about it yet. I'm looking for resistance groups.
Up to you.
I'm gonna go out and kind of just like listen in or like read lips and see if anyone's talking about the event in any sort of way, or there's any
Sure.
secret.
Make me a perception check.
Do not fail me. 18.
As far as you can ascertain, yeah, there are people talking about the event. The context more seems to be, you know, like people being annoyed at their favorite sport got basically put on indefinite hiatus.
I'm just gonna roll as well.
Oh no, it's not up. We are not going. That was something that I didn't talk about a minute ago. But there's no way that we're gonna not attend the next battle arena now.
Oh.
How about the organisers?
We've got to have a word with the organisers. That we cannot let fear rule this city. It's critical.
Ballerina back again next.
That's how terrorism works.
We'll just do some bootleg battle arena.
Well,
Yeah, we'll just pick a fight. We'll just pick a fight
We'll
about.
form the site. It's okay.
There's nothing that makes our squad want to do battle arena more than being told we can't do it.
I before second battle arena, everyone was like, "Do we really want to be doing battle arena?"
And now the order's like, we're shutting down battle arena. We're, no! Fuck you!
This is our routine, goddammit!
Have to do bar fights.
Exactly. In terms of the dudes in metal armor. What are you going to do? Shock them with your... Oh, shit. They got the hands again. We should have seen this coming. Right. But yeah.
But for the time being, considering that place is currently a scene of investigation.
Scene of investigation? They broke one window and then everyone left. What are they going to investigate?
Investigate.
Bullshit.
One window for a week. That's fine.
It was a flying airship. They came in and went out, and there was like 4 people with fucking X's on their faces in the crowd. You could search the entire city. You're like, have you shown him with an X on his face? Oh yeah, Dave was acting a bit strange. There's something about Praise the Oracle when I say good morning to him, and he had a really funny little bit of makeup on. Yeah, he's in lot 36A. You can go talk to him, and that's done. This thing, get it going, get it back up, battle arena round 3, watch us lose. It's
a breakdown.
I'm just saying.
Nothing more iconic than Stuart being told he can't do battle arena.
I'm playing a character that is strictly limited to not being expressive enough. And at this point, I want to start a fucking, not quite a revolution, but certainly something close enough that I can come out as Napoleon. We could do this. We could do this. We could fight.
We're gonna make it happen. Yours, more problems to be
I've just
solved.
had enough of these fuckers taking over our lives.
As I said to Stuart this morning, don't be part of the problem, be the entire problem.
Exactly. Every fucking thing that we've dealt with is just, the order. Your entire backstory, I don't like the order very much. My daughter's a bit sad. Your entire backstory. Solomon doesn't know that. Yours, I wish I could the order just can't kind of a really big
The
deal.
breakdown of Stuart Riddell.
But we can't do it. This one. Oh, my buddy's in jail, and also my city got ripped and backed, and I guess the order's not very good. You know,
You're just adding to my less favourite dad, so overbearing. Can't you just fuck off?
This is a psychotic
That's
break.
not about the order. We heard about the order.
That's your backstory, though.
No, my backstory is about the order. I never heard about my second dad.
My least favourite dad.
Let's get back on track, everybody.
The older backstories was Trey and Calico and now Vaughn.
Let's get back
Calico, there you go, you're in this too.
track.
I personally think we gotta take the night to rest up, and then afterwards, potentially, depending on DM's plans, we sort of automate our actions for the next period of time. Like, it doesn't have to be the whole month, but like for the next week or two, of like what we're doing, and you know, depending on what DM wants to do,
Well,
maybe roll.
given that, I think you have a few things to ruminate, and I need water, so we might have to break.
Yep, cool. Sounds good. Alright, we'll be back very soon. See you then. Bye!
Welcome back. Let's continue where we left off, with each member of the party taking their respective actions. If there's anything else you'd like to do on this day, the day that battle arena happened, then feel free to let me know. Otherwise, you are welcome to take a long rest, and I will increment the day count by 1.
Yeah. And we'll send.
In which case, yeah, mark off a long rest.
Can Trey help me post a letter or 2 or 3? Yeah. So he'll just start handing you letters, just stamped to Theodore, to Alafil, to the church. To that one guy we saw, can you just send them to anyone? Can I send hate mail to the order? To the oracle.
You're putting them in, and then Trey's also just grabbing other letters and just sending at the same time, and you're like, what's going on? Who is she sending letters to?
Told me about this like, instead of me calling up messenger boys to run them, I'm just be like, sorry man, you have a job. Otherwise that's me.
Yeah. In which case, feel free to take off a long rest. Take a long rest, and then the next morning, the day is yours to do as you see fit.
Before we do stuff, Solomon.
That's me.
So if there's some sort of like anti-magic beam that takes down all magic in the area.
I believe you have seen its effects upon me more than once.
So that
when we originally rescued that child from the Eklax.
Yeah,
precious baby.
When we fought it again in not Minerva, what's her name? Luna's cave, and finally the dwarf that we encountered, I believe he had a distinct effect on Tilly and or I.
Yeah, and so you'll just be completely out.
Depending upon the strength of the effect, I may be able to resist it, but it is certainly not assured.
Have you? Because I'm really struggling around it. I gotta be honest, I don't have much knowledge of this sort of stuff. Do you know of any countermeasures? Anyone we can talk to?
Regrettably, I do not. The effect itself.
I know like a bit about the idea of the spell anti-magic field, wouldn't I?
Yeah, maybe.
Producing the effect is far beyond my capabilities, and given its nature of disabling magic within the area, it is hard to protect against with anything magical in itself. I may be able to look into it, but if something or someone is able to conjure a spell that powerful, there is little I can do. At best, I believe Trey's presence may give me some protection. It often has in the past. It may be worth staying close to her.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it in mind, and if either of us get any ideas, we'll need to work on it. But I'm just worried. I think you and Tilly are very valuable assets, and if you go down, we might be in trouble.
Fear not, Ivan. Through faith we shall prevail.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. As you were.
I'd like to make a hammer.
You'd like to make a hammer?
Can I please make a hammer? Actually, no, I think I need to consecrate the hammer. Can I please consecrate a hammer? Okay. Solomon consecrates a hammer.
Can I go to the nearest one out of the towns we've helped with plant growth and take Victus with me as like look or what the gifts of magic can do, but that's not the main thing. I basically want to do what Solomon and Barter did earlier at the hospital and let people know about the attack in the city, because I'm not sure if word has reached there, and about what everything they know of what the Order wants to do. Specifically want to mention that I know probably many of them might be affiliated with the Order. I don't need them to let me know, but if they feel threatened by them, or if they feel like they're protecting something about, if they feel like they're the lower people they're protecting from the elites in the city or anything, they're just lies they're using to control them. And if you
support them.
Sure. Roll me a general charisma check with advantage tier.
yeah, if you ever need guidance or protection from them, 211, so 15. Look up to the stars, and some might just move.
Some might wander.
Okay. Yeah. I think you have an impact on the crowd. One favorable in your goals. People seem to hear you out and wholly not complete support, but definitely in favor of what you're saying.
Yes.
Anyone else who wants to do something on this day?
I'd like to go to the hospital and do much the same.
And can we do a plant growth today?
Yeah, I guess now that we're dead.
Sweet, yeah. You cast Commander, you heal out.
Hi. I'm so sorry. This is just a flavor style. When you were thinking about manning the 3 people, did you relay that information to everyone else, or did you keep that to yourself? As like you needed an office like for finances.
I didn't think it was relevant. They're just all bad guys.
When you think about what, sorry?
I know the roles that the
yeah.
lieutenants serve within the order.
Wow, good on you. But no, I don't know. Okay. Other than that, yeah, if these supporting clinics are a plant growth, then he would just offer his services free. Any sort of repairs, fixtures, healings, rubbish like that. General clerical.
Sounds good to me. Tywin, Trey, and Lapis, maybe you guys go to.
I'll kind of just do like a lap around the streets and sunshine, visiting anything that's important.
Roll me on perception check, please.
And we haven't paid him recently, have we?
Pardon?
Oh man, why?
We haven't been paid in any shape or form recently, have we?
Paid?
We?
Yeah.
Us?
Tywin had the slab of platinum that was working on
Tywin's money.
Yeah.
I earned it. No, because I was going to get that Aether at some point from that fella, but I realised I also spent money on fixing trade and just did it.
Similar tidings at the moment. You get almost the impression that if there was some sort of secret resistance, they would have talked about it in the open.
Is this just the actions for one day, or is this?
This is. I think I'll give like you guys the week or whatever till we play D&D next to decide like overarching actions for a massive amount of downtime.
Fair enough.
We're just going to do an extra day.
Okay.
Now.
Well then, I guess what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to different hotspots that look like they could potentially be gatherings for people who are trying to keep under the radar. And I think specifically, I'm going to be trying to, as best I can, track down any information I can about the dwarven individual specifically, since I have a lot more experience tracking dwarves than most other people, so and so I'm trying to track him down and get as much information as I can about him. Also, anything to do with the Oracle or anything like that would be helpful.
Okay. Roll a investigation check.
With advantage because of favored enemy?
Sure.
Where's my good guy? There it is.
It's in the box that's still here.
What do you say? Investigation? Investigation, DM?
Investigation, yeah, cool.
24.
Okay. With an investigation of 24, you start to pick up on chatter about some wealthy individual, description not really given, but you can infer, since this is what you're looking for. You start to hear chatter about large amounts of money being withdrawn and deposited in various locations. There seems to be a lot of subterfuge around all of it. There's a lot of red herrings and the like. Basically the equivalent of shell corporations and fake aliases and names. There's mention of Devin, did I give you a name for the tavern?
Olivia, if you did.
I'm pretty sure you did. It was the slide beggar.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I done.
You over there? There was mention that there's mention of a potential meeting going down at the slide beggar, which you would know since you have been there. Even from the outside, and that's what you pick up with 24.
I didn't find out when this meeting.
Let me see. This meeting would be. It would be the following night, so tomorrow night.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
Is there anything you wanted to get to?
I want to go get some, how many newspaper copies do you reckon there are?
A fair amount, and respectable.
Take me to the local newspaper stand, and I'm just gonna try and find ones that could potentially have a photo of the airship or something of similar note, because obviously there is an airship in the sky. There has to be people who are what the hell is that? Take a photo and try.
Roll me a investigation check. Okay. There's there are mentions of such a sighting. There are images of the airship, but they're all given that it was evening / nighttime, they're all very blurred or
so
grainy.
they're distinguishing
No,
features?
not that you can tell. You on your way, as you leave the newspaper stand, you hear, miss, you believe in them too, don't you? Scraggly, overgrown hair, basically a human gentleman with what looks like the tiniest tinfoil hat. Have you been abducted too?
Abducted by what?
The aliens.
What aliens?
There was some over the arena a few nights ago.
Oh, you mean the order people?
What people?
Yeah, they're pretty not great group of people who try
You've met these aliens?
I've fought them.
You fought them, and that was one of the vessels.
The big thing or the thing that was flying in the sky?
Yeah.
The thing that was flying in the sky.
I think so. Do you know, did you see it?
Yeah.
What it looked like?
Follow me.
I am off.
He leads you in towards like down the street and then right into this alleyway, and he leads you to what looks like this kind of like wine cellar, and he kind of knocks on it like 3 times in quick succession, and then waits and then knocks on it twice again.
This is Slimy Owl, reporting for duty.
Slimy owl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you, and then a few moments pass, and like the wine cellar gets opened from like the inside out, and he kind of like gets you to back up so you don't get hit by the door. And you're greeted by a few other individuals like inside this space, and yeah, what is essentially a wine cellar has been basically retrofit into a den of people with various equipment. There's like what looks like that like against the wall. There's a few like telescopes that aren't set up yet. There's like a periscope. There's basically what look like a bunch of different like scanners.
So you fought these things?
Yes.
What was that like? Did they probe you?
No, they didn't. They're not like the aliens that you read in like books and stuff.
Did they put you in a simulation?
Is the door closed?
Yeah.
There
are other people there.
I kind of like listen for a moment, just to see if I can hear anything from the outside door, and then I go right in. How do you?
Fuck you know. I fucking kill him! You owe me 20!
Red light, stop there, quick!
Simulation.
Tell me everything you know!
Okay.
We can get the conspiracy theorists on our side. She'll deal with the conspiracy theorists. I'll get the radicals. You get the revolutionists.
So they put you in a simulation. What was it like? Like, what did they simulate?
Well, there was this weird town, and there was this one kid named Samuel, and they were delivering cargo.
Well,
does that follow any information you've had before? Is there other simulations?
There's roll a charisma check. No, I'll give you the option of rolling just a general charisma check or an insight.
Insight.
The simulation is just the way that the oracle
That's a
predicts
25.
what's going to happen in the world by literally running it with people's minds. Not that I was on.
Yeah, see, Regan here was put into one of these simulations from these ET, and there are some elements that carry across. She mentioned seeing a guy named Samuel too, but it was in a completely different context. Yeah.
I pull out just like a scrap piece of paper, and like I have a pen on me pretty much all the times, and I draw the order symbol, and I show it to the person that they like pointed at, being in the simulation. Just go, do you recognize this symbol?
Yeah, but I don't know why.
This is the order symbol. These are your aliens. They're not underground, but they're.
You're saying they're in our sewage system?
Potentially. No, there was one sewage system that led into a secret area where they kidnapped a person that I know, but They're kind of a bit everywhere and also nowhere. They're among us, but I didn't mean it in that context.
No,
If you didn't laugh.
it's not even like any of your fault. This is Decca's fault because anytime anything like suspicious happens, she goes, "Oh my god, it's among us."
I'm sorry. You didn't say anything.
Oh, I bet the first one was like the Holy Spirit.
But at the same time, they blend in so well that you can't tell who's who.
Convinced them that the Order are like alien agents.
That's like a third of our plan done.
So tell me that. Are they looking to replace us? What do they want? Do they want a planet?
They want to get rid of magic so they're more easily conquered.
They want to get rid of the system that you've got in place here. This can get run by Aether, and Aether is kind of the main source of everything they want, as far as I know. A lot of power. The ship.
The ship. Yes.
Do you have a photo of it? Anything?
Yes, we do. He kind of leads you over to this whiteboard that has like 70 different
Red lines everywhere.
pieces
Come on!
pieces of wool, going from image to image, and he kind of like taps an image, and you see like like an outside perspective of a ballerina, positioned in such a way that none of the ambient light from beneath fills up the lens, and yeah, you see a much clearer photo of the airship that was over Battlewing that night. Would you like to roll me a perception check? Okay. With a 16, the ship is painted in very like dark tones to blend in with the night sky. The ship seems to be new, almost too new. And unlike the ship that you fly in, this one, like, and you can just infer because you have the airship training, that this one isn't an Aether design, this one's elemental in nature.
I just kind of studied it for a minute, and then flipped the pages I was using to the other side and start sketching it, just so then I have a copy, but I don't take theirs, obviously, because they worked very hard to get that photo. And then my eyes start drifting off and looking at to what else they have on the board.
There is... you're bringing in cooperate with me. Right. There are mentions to a whole lot of different, essentially conspiracy theory crap. There is like a haphazard, very crude drawing of the Order's insignia, but like it's to the point where it's unrecognizable, and only the person that unified we recognized it.
Now they've got one from you, but they're going to be right on the trail. There's another insignia that I don't know if Trader would recognize it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like it's kind of like a hand like splayed out, and then there's like a kind of like a dark void of fire coalesced above it.
Okay.
There is there is an image of the tiefling woman that was both at WorldCon and now Battle Arena, and there's like hand-drawn annotations towards like her face, and there's notes that say could be a potential skin suit. Or mind control, or perhaps even she's been replaced entirely. That's what you catch on a first glance. You can take longer here if you want to.
How long have you guys been looking at all this stuff?
9 years.
That's a very long time. This is really well done.
Thank you. Do you, and Willow, you're allowed your freedom, but would you object to wearing this helmet that we've made? We put it on Reagan and we found some interesting results. We were wondering if you've been in this simulation, maybe you'll give similar results. You can say no.
What does it look like?
It's kind of like this haphazardly made, like there's like metal strips that come out of it. There's like 6 prongs, and they kind of like form like an overarching like cranial shape, and it kind of like just sits on your head. It's not something like that you pull on. It's like just rests on top of your head, with like wires. There's like a copper wire coiled around each metal strip, and then it all meets in like a central nexus where there seems to be like just a softly pulsating like blue light.
I look down at Chicken and I go, if anything goes wrong, we get back to the ship, inform people where I am.
You make them big chickens.
No, because that requires 10 minutes, and I don't think I've got 10 minutes. And then I just say, I just say to the rest of them, like, if my chicken runs to the door, can you just like let them know they need some outside time sometimes? Yeah. I mean, you've given me all this information, so I don't see a problem, I think.
Make yourself comfy, just take a seat over here. Yeah.
Yes, don't let the brainwash happen.
Let's fucking go, baby! Watch me forget everything.
Trey becomes Tarina as her consciousness swans.
Yes.
Wait. Hold on a minute. Is this the crown that we're thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah, so the individual that was introduced to us, Regan, comes out and places like this, very gently, very delicately, just like bending the neatly, and yeah, accommodating for your horns as well, and just neatly placing it on your head. And then they go over to like this kind of like
We're gonna hold big candles.
this like crystalline display and start tapping a few things into it. And you hear like a gentle pulsating like sensation on each like where each contact point on your head. Yeah. This, and they start conversing. Like you're fully conscious of it, and they just start conversing. Yeah, she was put under the same stuff as Regan. Same architecture, different coat of paint. Right. Okay. I mean, dark one's pretty good. Okay. And yeah, like a few minutes later, they just kind of like gently take it off. They put it on like basically like a chopped off mannequin head. And
What'd you get?
well, as we said, you were under the same effect as Regan was, but not exactly the same. Though, like the simulation code placed upon you, that was identical, but what you experienced was different. Regan was put in mostly a relaxing trance. It seems that your trance was, whatever you were put under was either put you in a more fight or flight scenario, or your brain actively rejected it. But yeah, if you come across anyone else that's undergone this, feel free to drop by anytime. He kind of hands you like an enamel pin. You're one of us now.
What's your code name?
What can I refer to you as? on the inside. And so like you just see like the little like tiny thing, but like you see nothing of the pin stuff. Okay. Well, if I have any more information.
If you know anyone who has undergone this, let us know. The data all helps. And again, it's completely their choice. We don't want to become the alien scum. We would never probe people unwillingly.
I pull out just like one of the flowers that I have and I just say, if you need me. It's not edible, that one, but if you want an edible one, I can try and find one.
No, I'm just checking to see if there's any hidden technology here.
No, I picked it from outside like a day or two ago.
Okay.
So 90% of hidden technology comes from outside.
No, it comes from inside. Did you not know? I learned it from these guys. It's a conspiracy.
I'm not part of the game.
I have you know, your chicken's okay, but don't trust pigeons.
Okay.
Pick up the toys.
Don't trust pigeons.
Okay. And as we get out, I'm like, they close the door and then walk away and just turn to you and go, what are pigeons? Have you seen a pigeon around? Like, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, we know what shit we're looking for. Let's say we stretch our legs and go to the docks for a bit, huh? Yeah. And that's kind of but because I'm not going to be, most probably not going to be here for the next couple of sessions, essentially I'm just going to continue like scouting out for any sort of similar ships and just any more information that comes from like newspapers or records and things like that.
Aren't we like going off for a bit?
Well, I personally can't be here until the 4th of December, so I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks.
So they discuss that in between?
Yeah.
And you want to do something with Taiwan and trade?
Yeah. I don't know how much time we have.
Go for it. We'll make it the last thing we do.
So, it's more.
Do you want to just, yeah, no, we'll do
Second to last thing.
Yeah, we'll make it the second to last thing we do.
Mine's just like a quick proposal if.
Oh, yes! Yes, a million times yes.
Oh my god, guys! I'm so happy for you guys!
She's 16.
You're
Wait.
married to Tarina.
Wait a minute, hold on now. Wait a minute.
Road omens.
But I'm going to, if I can get Trey and Tyler together before you go off and
The
do
micro,
something,
by the
or
way.
if you do this in downtime. Because you both know thieves can, right? Because you both know thieves can, right?
I learned it from you,
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yes?
So,
Question mark? Oh yeah, I
you
remember
did
road.
it, yeah.
So, I want to propose the idea that maybe we create things in thieves can about.
Oh, that's gone off.
No, it's still working.
That's so weird. Like,
It's flashing on and off. I can see it happen on my stream deck, but the sound continues, so we're good.
Okay. I just want to propose the idea of like making posters or messages, something in thieves camp about like resistance stuff or going against or whatever stuff we've like talked about. We could make things in
see, I
thieves camp.
swear we know of a resistance group, and this is in character right now. If you give me a day or two, like I'll find the information. If we start scouting them out potentially, they could have a bigger following here than elsewhere.
That sounds good.
I don't mind the idea of putting Thieves' Can within our messaging, but I mean, what do we think that will necessarily accomplish? Do we think that people in the Order don't know Thieves' Cant and people who aren't in the Order do?
That is true. That's just an idea of spitballing that doesn't have any like.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I just think it might send a message to the wrong people as well as the right people.
Maybe more like put them deny. Alright, that's it. That's the only one that's going to propose that idea.
Yeah, just in addition to what I said yesterday.
I'm here because I care about people like me, like you. I am scared. What happened at the Order, they're advancing on their plans. And when they succeed, they will take everything from people like me. Their lies, their deceit, their treachery. I implore you all, if you know or are anyone with a gift like this, please go out into the world, show the people that the Order is not right. Show them that those with gifts are willing and able to help those in need, because it is the right thing to do. Show the Order that they are wrong, and they are just scared. Scared, wretched cowards who want nothing but power for themselves.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. The advantage because you've been healing the sick.
That's a 23.
Yeah, for sure. Though your words have very little immediate effect, what you've said will sit in the minds of the people that you have spoken to for much time to come, and you definitely think you've made an impact here, both in words and action. And with that, that's the long next session.
Very nice. Well, you're the one giving us a game recommendation this week.
Yeah, I have been playing a shit ton of Divinity Original Sin 2. I've got plenty of games to recommend, but that's the one I want to give currently.
We haven't recommended that one.
I don't know, that's a good question, haven't we?
I'm
definitely not. I was like, what the hell is this?
Given that we're D&D players, and given that if you're watching this, you're probably a fan of RPGs. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a fantastic sequel, both in story and gameplay. It's an RPG game, and it's got its own mechanics on like making rolls and stuff that it does internally, and you build your own character and you play through a fantastic story, ascending to become the next god of the world, essentially. Like gods aren't like these like mythic creatures, they're more things you become. Mortals that have ascended. And it is a fantastic story with many hours of gameplay, many quests. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through my current run, and I have plans for a different character and a different path through the storyline.
Yeah,
highly recommend.
Me and one of my friends have been playing through it, and we had to take a break for a while. But actually, just on Thursday, we finally picked it back up again after over a year, and it's like amazing how into it we got again, even having taken that long a break. It was just as soon as we got back into it, we're like, oh fuck, this game is good. Like it really is like the closest thing to D&D I've seen in a video game.
And it's made by the same company who's literally developing Baldur's Gate 3.
It's so good. One of the best co-op experiences ever. Incredible game. So good. Vouch. Huge vouch. I second that. So thank you very much for joining us. Please make sure to go to our social media. We don't have the logos on the screen this week, but we're Dice Rev D&D on all those social media, and you can also follow us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube to know when we are going to be streaming. Whether we are going to be running in upcoming weeks will still be yet to be determined, but regardless, make sure to subscribe to our following so that you know exactly when that happens. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.